Hola, otra vez de nuevo, ¿cómo están? Ahora recibo varios mensajes un poco insultativos de por qué las personas, este tipo de personas, digamos fanáticos religiosos, como se quieren llamar, por qué ataco el creacionismo, y es muy simple. Yo no lo ataco, sino que pongo mis puntos de vista intelectuales y el por qué no digo eso. Entonces, yo no estoy diciendo eso, sino que me ponen palabras en la boca donde yo no he dicho nada de eso. Ahora, vamos a empezar qué significa el creacionismo, la doctrina creacionista. En mi punto de vista, él dice que según la cual Dios creó el mundo. Él dice en el Génesis, y los creacionistas, ustedes se basan en el Génesis y más que obvio. Lo mismo que el diseño inteligente también es creacionismo, no lo oculten, que eso también es creacionismo. Ahora, se camufla dentro de nuevas estrategias y para introducirse en las clases de ciencia de las escuelas de Estados Unidos y otros países de este planeta. Eso no es ciencia. La ciencia se tiene que basar por método científico y pasar por matemáticas abstractas, cosa que el creacionismo no es. Simplemente son relatos históricos de personas antepasadas y no nada más de lo que ellos pensaban en respecto de que eran los protoarameos o los protehebreos. Ahora, la creación no es una teoría, sino que es un relato, como le había dicho, que lo que creen algunos grupos religiosos. Y uno de los cientos de relatos de creaciones que se conocen de todas las épocas y de todas las culturas. La epopeya de Gilgamesh y la cultura egipcia dice mucho al respecto sobre las herbolarias y muchas otras cosas sobre este tipo de misticismo. Para millones de creyentes, de religiosos, sean cualquier, son evolucionistas, no hay que negarlo. Decirle que todos los cristianos sean ortodoxos, estos griegos, esos pentecostales, creen en evolución, pero de distintas formas sin negar a Dios. Entonces son tolerantes. Ahora, porque entienden que no hay contradicción entre ciencia y sus creencias, y es verdad. Me felicito por esa parte de ustedes que son tolerantes y la aceptan de esa manera. Ahora, mantener el creacionismo literal solo contribuye a la ignorancia, y es verdad, y lo dice muy claramente este señor, este científico llamado Lawrence Krauss, y se lo voy a mostrar en este corto video.
It amazes me that people have pre-existing notions that defy the evidence of reality, but that they hold on to them so dearly. And one of them is the notion of creationism, or in fact, look, Senator Marco Rubio, who's presumably a reasonably intelligent man, and maybe even educated, was asked, what's the age of the earth? And ultimately, either because he actually believed it or he was trying to appeal to some constituency, had to argue that it's a big mystery, that somehow we should teach kids both ideas that the earth is 6,000 years old and that it's 4.55 billion years old, which is what it is. If you think about that, somehow saying that, well, anything goes, we shouldn't offend religious beliefs by requiring kids to to understand reality. That's child abuse. And if you think about it, teaching kids or allowing the notion that the earth is 6,000 years old to be promulgated in schools is like teaching kids that the distance across the United States is 17 feet. That's how big an error it is. Now you might say, look, a lot of people believe that, so don't we owe it to them to allow their views to be present in school? Well, as I've often said, the purpose of education is not to validate ignorance, but to overcome it. 50% of the people in the United States, when we probe them each year with the National Science Foundation, think that the sun goes around the earth, not that the earth goes around the sun. When we ask the question, we provide the question, the earth goes around the sun and takes a year to do it, true or false? Almost every year, 50% of the people get that wrong. Now, does that mean in schools we should allow the anti-Galilean and Copernican idea that the sun goes around the earth to be taught? Absolutely not. If in fact, the very fact that people don't know that, and the very fact that enough people are willing to somehow believe the earth is 6,000 years old, means we have to do a better job of teaching physics and biology, not a worse job. The last thing we want to do is water down the teaching of biology because some people don't recognize that evolution happened. Evolution is the basis of modern biology. And in fact, if a lot of people don't believe it, it only means we have to do a better job teaching it. So once again, I repeat, the purpose of education is not to validate ignorance, but to overcome it. And to overcome a situation where a United States Senator can speak such manifest nonsense with impunity is vitally important to the healthy future of our society. Technology and biotechnology will be the basis of our economic future. And if we allow nonsense to be promulgated in the schools, we do a disservice to our students, a disservice to our children, and we're guaranteeing that they will fall behind in a competitive world that depends upon a skilled workforce able to understand and manipulate technology and science.
Ahora, ya que vieron esto, entregarle el creacionismo a los niños es la única victoria que puede detener de manera realista aspirar al bostezo, simplemente a la pereza intelectual y sin necesidad de hacer un único punto bueno en cualquier argumento. Ahora, habría ganado el derecho de ser una forma de lo sobrenatural para ser reconocida como una parte auténtica de la ciencia, y eso no puede ser así. Aquí mismo lo dice directamente el Dr. Michio Kaku, de que todos nosotros cuando nacemos curiosos por naturaleza y somos científicos desde tal grado que aprendemos las cosas solamente y únicamente por cualquier deidad, o sea, por los suyos creacionistas o por la ciencia metodológica de los ateos. Prácticamente todos deseamos buscar una verdad y hallar una verdad, no pretender tenerla. Aquí les dejo el video para que aspiren a algo en sus vidas.
It's really hard to sell kids on math and science. It's really easy to sell kids on cigarettes. Would it help if we made science illegal?
There's another way to make science interesting for people. First of all, we are born scientists. When we're born, we wonder what's out there. We begin to wonder about the sun, life, the stars, what makes the oceans, the weather. We're born scientists. And then something happens. When we hit the danger years of junior high school and high school, that's when it's literally crushed out of us.
Those are the worst.
Every little flower of curiosity, said Einstein, is crushed by society itself. Because we have to learn all these facts, figures, memorization. We think that memorization is science, and that's not true at all. My daughter had to take the Regents exam once, and she had to memorize all these facts and figures about minerals, crystals for a geology exam. Nowhere did I see the true driving force of geology, which is continental drift. That's the organizing principle for all of geology. And yet the exam was memorizing all the names of the crystals and the minerals. And then later she comes up to me and says, "Daddy, why would anyone want to become a scientist?" That was the most humiliating event in my entire life. I felt like taking that book and ripping it apart, because that exam was crushing curiosity right out of the next generation. And then we wonder, hey, how come people are not more interested in science? Duh.